Welcome to today's Explainer. We are jumping right into a wildly practical guide straight out of a recent workshop, focusing entirely on how to transform your everyday teaching ideas into stunning classroom materials using AI. If you've ever banged your head against the wall trying to bring your language lessons to life visually, you are absolutely in the right place. So, let me ask you something. How do you visually teach an abstract feeling like being fluttering or excited? You know, the Korean word sololeda, without just falling back on a direct dictionary translation. I mean, sure, you could explain it as feeling restless with expectation, but does that really capture the magic for a student? This exact teaching dilemma is our hook today, because this is where AI image generation becomes an absolute game changer for language comprehension. To give you a quick roadmap of this explainer, we're going to cover how the Korean class meets AI, compare the top 3 image tools from the workshop, break down the 3 elements of perfect prompts, explore adding liveliness with AI videos, and finally tackle cultural error verification. All right, let's dive straight into part 1, Korean class meets AI. The workshop really highlighted 3 massive reasons to bring AI into your workflow. First up, it completely solves that endless copyright headache while instantly generating tailored visuals for those tricky, abstract words we just talked about. Second, it gives you incredibly vivid context for highly specific cultural touchstones. Trying to find the perfect stock photo of a family gathering for Chuseok or Solal, it's tough, but AI makes it instant. And third, it triggers huge learner interest. Imagine teaching a grammar concept using a K-pop aesthetic that your students are already obsessed with. AI can do that literally in seconds. Moving right along to part 2, comparing the top 3 AI image tools. During the workshop's hands-on practice, we broke down these top 3 contenders to see how they actually perform. Bing Image Creator is totally free and super accessible, perfect for quick daily needs. Then you have DALL-E 3, which requires paid credits, but absolutely excels at putting specific text directly inside your images. And finally, Midjourney. Now, Midjourney offers unmatched, jaw-dropping artistic quality, though you do have to use English prompts and navigate a slightly complex Discord interface to use it. So you're probably wondering what's the best approach here. Well, the ultimate pro tip is that you don't have to lock yourself into just one tool. You really want to mix and match. Go ahead and use Bing when you're just throwing together tomorrow's vocabulary slides. But when you're designing a high-quality poster or maybe a custom cover for your class materials, switch over to DALL-E or Midjourney. Basically, adapt your tool to your immediate classroom needs. Now for the real secret sauce. Part 3, the 3 elements of perfect prompts. A huge practical takeaway from the workshop's prompt design session is that a prompt is never just a random sentence. It demands 3 specific elements to work well. Number 1 is the subject. What exactly are you drawing? You need to be specific, like hanbok or a rainy day. Number 2 is the style. How do you want it expressed? Are we talking a realistic photo, a delicate watercolor, or a vibrant comic book style? And number 3 is the atmosphere. What is the feeling of the image? Warm, traditional, gloomy? Without all 3 of these elements, the AI is quite honestly just guessing. The transformation when you apply these elements is genuinely amazing. A basic prompt like image expressing the feeling of fluttering gives the AI almost nothing to work with. The result is going to be super confused. But check out the engineered prompt practiced in the session. Excited expression of a young woman waiting for a first date. Warm spring day. Cherry blossom background. Realistic style. Boom! We have the subject, the atmosphere, and the style. This gives the AI the exact context it needs to visualize that abstract Korean vocabulary word perfectly. Now, there is a really crucial nuance here regarding your language choice. Should you prompt in English or Korean? Well, because these AI models are trained so heavily on English data, English prompts are generally going to yield much more accurate overall results for specific styles and composition. However, when you need authentic cultural items like traditional holidays such as Solal or deep cultural concepts like Jong, prompting in Korean is often way better at capturing those highly specific, nuanced details. Moving right along to part 4, adding liveliness with AI videos. Adding video tools to your workflow unlocks 3 major educational benefits. First off, it lets you easily create pronunciation materials using native speaker text-to-speech, or TTS. Second, you can simulate realistic dialogue situations, like ordering food at a busy restaurant or asking a stranger for directions. That is invaluable for language learners. And third, it lets you take those beautiful images you just generated and package them with narration into complete professional cultural introduction videos. Just like with the image generation, we've got a few video tools to compare. InVideo is awesome for its templates, but its Korean language support is pretty weak. Synthesia gives you these cool AI avatars acting as instructors, but it is paid, and honestly, the Korean avatars can sometimes feel just a little unnatural. Interestingly, the workshop pointed to Vru as the absolute strongest choice for Korean educators right now. Because it was developed by a Korean company, it's unmatched in its local optimization, offering fantastic TTS and incredible free AI auto subtitles. The workflow in Vru is also wonderfully simple. Step 1, you just input your dialogue script to generate your native-sounding TTS audio. Step 2, arrange that audio on your timeline. Step 3, drag and drop those perfectly prompted AI images you made earlier right over the matching audio. And step 4, click to auto-generate subtitles, making sure they're large and clear for your students. Just like that, a static image and a text script become a highly dynamic learning asset. All right, part 5. We need to have a serious talk about cultural error verification and integration. You see, AI models often just mash together internet images without any true cultural understanding, and this leads to what we call hallucinations. You might get completely distorted shady table settings for ancestral rights. It frequently generates total nonsense Korean text, misspelling even the most basic words. Or, bizarrely enough, you might see a glowing modern skyscraper dropped right into the middle of a Joseon Dynasty historical scene. It also constantly messes up the placement of hanbok bows, known as korum. Because of these wild hallucinations, verifying cultural accuracy is hands down the most vital step of your entire process. You absolutely must cross-reference your AI images with official sources, like the National Folk Museum. Seek peer review from native speakers or your co-teachers to catch those little things you might have missed. But above all, maintain a critical attitude. Never, ever trust AI output blindly when you are teaching culture. Once your materials are verified, how do you actually deliver them to your students? You integrate them. By using a platform like Padlet, all these AI assets seamlessly come together. You embed your AI images for visual vocabulary. You link your Viru dialogue videos for grammar practice. Then you layer in interactive activities like quizzes and discussion boards. You're no longer just emailing a boring folder of files to your students. You are building a comprehensive, interactive, living learning space. And this brings us to a foundational truth of this entire process. AI creates the scene, but the teacher validates the culture. I really want to emphasize that. These tools are not here to replace you. In fact, your human expertise, your deep cultural knowledge, and your pedagogical skills are elevated by these tools. You are the ultimate filter that ensures the learning is authentic. So we'll leave you with this final thought. AI can generate a visual masterpiece in a matter of seconds. But are you ready to step up and be the ultimate curator of culture for your students? Armed with this toolkit? I have a feeling you are. Thanks for joining us for this explainer, and we'll see you next time.